All right, let's get it. We live. Let's get it.
That's
All
what I'm
right.
talking about.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Yo, we got a phenomenal episode here. You already know we got the billionaire here.
You know what I'm saying? We just here. We don't even need the money. I told you we could do this before the money. We could take these
let's
titles before the money. You know
let's
what I'm saying?
go.
That
Mhm.
Let's
definitely.
go.
I'm in the
Um,
bedroom right now, chilling. This is where I love to be.
yeah,
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about some different things, how to navigate these things.
let's get it. Clyde Slade, you are the most viewed person on the podcast.
For
You have,
2020.
yeah, for 2020, you have reached the top number one guest on the
Mm.
podcast.
That makes me wanna, like I said, since we connect, the topic that we was talking about during COVID, it was
Yeah.
just ridiculous. Everybody was
Yeah,
home, they was tuned in, they
Yeah.
was paying attention. Um, what we're doing right now is we recapping. You know what I mean? This, the regardless on what our views are, the trends was set, right? For things that happened a certain way when COVID came. We can't disregard that that's still put into place. And some people took it as being bad because they couldn't go out. And as soon as it opened up, they went and they bought tickets with their savings. They Montego Bay. I see it online. They traveling, they going different places and they enjoying themselves, which is if you need for your mental health to do that, I understand. But when I listen to Bill Gates talk about it, because he talked about it years prior to that, if you want to go on TED Talk,
2015.
yeah,
He
yeah, he
said that in
talked about that,
2015.
and
Yep.
then he also talked about that recently. He readdressed it. It's just when that man talk, I listen because I went to school for network technology back in 1999. I went to
Mhm.
school, had my kid, did nothing with the degree. But now it's like, I remember them saying, hey, you're gonna be able to buy stuff from your house, and all of this stuff was like, I was looking at them like, man, they not finna close down these malls and these stores. And look, now everything's shut down. If you do go to a Gucci store or Louis Vuitton store, it's more like a boutique. You kind of know what you want. They order it and bring it in. The malls is fading away, it's closing down. So like this is real to me. Like this is my dream. You know what I'm saying? So 20 years later, I'm actually living what my dream was. You know what I'm saying? To be enclosed and do what I want to do and still make it. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
All right, let's get it. Yeah. So we're gonna get straight into it. We're gonna get straight into it.
Yeah,
Um,
we faces some very horrific times. And what I mean by that, regardless on how we feel about what's going on in these other countries right now with the war thing going on, we on the front line. We're learning that we were using a lot of resources from other countries, and though we may have our feelings on how we felt about Russia, they was providing a lot of resources as we were too. They was inside this global market. So the president right now, he went off emotions and went out there and did things that he had to do to act in his beliefs. And in doing so, we're faced with a substantial amount of repercussions because when you're going to the gas pump, you don't know what you're gonna see. It's like people who didn't want to be in a casino is in a casino now. You
Yeah.
know, one minute is $5, next minute is $6. And if you know anything about Warren Buffett, if you see a man who's buying at the high of the gas crisis, I'm looking to see things go further deep. So we at a point right now. It's a beautiful thing for me, but we at a point now where things are changing.
all
And
right,
we
so
need to
talk
learn
to
how
us
to
about the
navigate.
change. Talk to us about the changes.
Um, it's just it's. I mean, there's so many. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many. But what is very important to right now is what they're calling inflation. And just to sum it up without being economical is, because we talked about this before, right? It's the dollar that we have now is getting us less things,
Right.
So we going, yeah, so we're going to the store now and we're not able to purchase the things that we want to purchase
Yeah.
at a low cost. So
Mhm.
they're saying like $20, like 20 is the new what, five now? I mean,
Something
pretty
like
much,
that. Mhm.
yeah, because it is so rapidly. And what people don't understand, what a lot of people don't understand, like I was telling my daughter, is you got to really pay attention to what gas does, because gas port is transportation, and transportation is how we get everything.
Yeah.
So if you got the bare minimum gas, which is the one that we use, but then you got the high premium, which is diesel, and all of the groceries and all of the things that's being imported, and then you got the crude oil, you got the planes going. So when you raise that, everything else comes up, because they have to put the sticker. When you get your vegetables from California and they go to New York, you got to put the sticker on it.
Yeah.
My vegetables is cheaper because it's dropped off in Arizona before it gets back to y'all. So I end up paying. I could get red pepper 2 for $5 right now. Before I was getting them 2 for $3. I don't, and I remember when I used to see my wife before she moved out here, it was like $4 a regular pepper. So
Mm.
yeah.
Mhm.
So times are definitely changing.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Times,
it definitely is. It definitely, and just like we talked about last time about inflation, and it's not going to go back down. It's not like something's going to go up. Nah, once it goes up, it's going to stay the same.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah,
So what happened is they was faced with a lot of different things at one time. So you faced with COVID, right? And things stop moving. With what affects is the gross domestic product that's moving in. So the GDP, right? So you shut the world down, right? And so that means the imports are not moving as fast as it used to. And then on top of that, now is the silent war that we battling right now. When the president goes and says, "Hey, I grant 50 trillion," I don't even know what the amount is. It's
50
coming out of
billion.
my check. He's basically taking the money from us. And so now
Mhm.
we're footing the bill. So this war that he says, okay, we're not a part of, we are a part of it.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just like I always like to just pay attention to the small stuff, right? Not the stuff that people can really have opinions about. You're going to the gas, right? So it's $3 for gas, this week, and now it's $5, right? And then now he said we're not getting no more from Russia. So that means that, and then now he's saying that, well, he's going to take the tax money and he's going to spend the money onto this war. So now it's running us more, So now we're
yes.
footing the bill. Yeah.
So that goes back to when you said, and that's a whole ball what you just said, and that people don't know is that when Biden, how much was it, Naron, again, that he put in
50 billion.
all right, so he put, okay, so he put 50 billion in Ukraine. That's, and of course that's our money that's going into taxes. So you have to look at it as like this, because a lot of people look at it as like, complain, pissed off, everything. But America has a history of sticking at other people, sticking people's noses where they don't belong.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, because the
So
origin.
exactly. So shout out to Aquarius Queen again. But this president will not give money to Puerto Rico. They won't even let them receive disability.
Yikes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
I'm glad she brought that up. Um, there's
uh huh.
if you looked into it, they stopped them from coming from different borders. Did you peep that? Like you can't come from the Mexican
Yes.
border. The process was longer, right? But
Yes.
I think that in itself is a whole episode, that I'm not even privy to. Like I don't even know as much. But that's a whole nother subject. But we've been disregarded our entire lives and treated a certain situation, and it's unfortunate that that's happening. So Mexicans are not allowed in here, but then the Ukrainians are allowed in here, and they getting sponsorships to be allowed in here. And if you know anything about them sponsorships, you know how it goes. I sponsor you to come in, I get these tax breaks, and then I let you go, and then you roaming around getting free credit and different things to go in. So we foot with that bill. Because you got to remember, the American people pay for that. When you look at your check and you see the deductions of these taxes come off this check, that we're actually footing the bill for that. And that's a huge problem in itself.
So, in your opinion, Slade, what
Mhm.
could we do to navigate through the debt that the country is putting us common citizens in?
So the first and foremost, in the situation that we're in right now, it may sound crazy, but you gotta subtract yourself from their story. That's their story. They have an agenda, right?
Mm,
And they have a mass agenda for a certain stereotypical person,
Mhm.
right? And it's the guy who's going out wanting answers from these people, right? They want these people to, they want answers, which in theory it makes sense to get answers from these people from what they're doing. But you got to subtract yourself, and this is the huge part, right? Elon Musk, for instance, right? He doesn't see himself thinking like these people, or being anything like these people, right? And that's what makes him so successful. The problem is that everyone has a certain category that they put you in, right? They have a category, and if you what happens is you're raised to thinking that that's normal, right? Oh, he can't jump off the building and live, right? But there's people who jumped off the building and lived, right? However the case, whether they doing what they do that parkour or whatever you want to call it, you can see it on the
mhm.
internet. So it's when you remove yourself from this category, because the category is very clustered right now. And then once you start to remove yourself, you got to use the tools to navigate that you was given. The same one that I'm able to speak to you and interact with people who I don't know, right? And become their best friends, right? I could wire you money right now. We could break a deal right now, and you could send me money, boom, in an instant. The time has changed. Let's not adapt. Let's not adapt to the agenda where where we're where we're dependent on our job to take care of our family. That's your job. Your job is only has wages, right? When you go for a job, you look, it's not like back in the days where you go through the paper and they say they paid $18 an hour and they paid $22 an hour, they paid $25 an hour, right? You look, they have these jobs, they put these jobs out, right? And that's what they pay for you to do the job. It's not their job to care for you or care for your family or make things better for you. That is truly your responsibility right now, and there's different things that you can do to mitigate that, and we're going to talk about the things that especially minorities are given to make those situations happen, because that's extremely important.
Mhm.
That's super
Okay.
important.
So, you said remove ourselves. You're talking about economic removal?
No, remove yourself from the conversation. So the president, these presidents, for many years, right? Whether it's Democratic, Republican, their agenda was to wage war on the poor people, right? And And that's what they did. They waged war on the poor people, right? And what makes us feel where we, if you're saying wage war, right, against poor, against poverty, you waged it on the poor people, right? So that means we're part of this war. So we're constantly sitting there trying to navigate and get different resources for them, right? We just got to remove ourselves
Mhm.
from that type of thinking. We got to take ourselves and remove ourselves and get what we're supposed to get right now. You know, we only live a certain amount of time. And then you just, you take that time that you live, put yourself in your own category, and then get where you have to go. You know, you don't have to
I'm
be around rich friends. You create rich friends, pretend friends. You know what I'm saying?
uh,
People you
uh,
done made up, he rich. You know what I'm saying? And start navigating from a different mindset. I don't care what that guy's sitting there telling me on TV because I don't believe anything that he's saying. I think the dude's my view on him, I think it's either one or two things. I'm not gonna say he's not a brilliant man because I don't know him personally, right? So I think if I'm not saying he's brilliant and then I'm saying he's dumb, I'm not saying he's dumb, but then I'm just saying what I could see. He's selling a story, and
Yeah.
his story goes back to his beliefs. He's a Democrat. That's what they do to their dying day. They push hard. Right now, he's pushing for somebody. He's sponsoring somebody right now, like Trump does. Right? Trump sponsors so many people to win all of these different elections in their little state, right? Because that's what they have. They have a mass agenda, and it's either Republican or Democrat, Republican or Democrat. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you brought that up, is because I'm very glad you brought that up because America's greatest asset is people. That's America's greatest asset. Is because America cannot uh, live off of people living in their country, and that goes to all countries. So if so, going back to when you said, like, when you're navigating in an inflated market, like I know Nyron asked you a question on this, but what can be the beginning steps of what they can take for, like, okay, they live in paycheck to paycheck. Now what can they do?
So when you're on your last, right?
Mm-hmm.
You sit in there, and this is the hardest part for people, is to remove the things that is unnecessary. There's something that will instantly give you a 10% raise, right? Don't know what it is that you're doing. Don't know what you're buying, right? Don't know what you don't need. But the things that you think you need all the time, you don't necessarily need them. Some of them are wants. And then they may be a need that you need, but you have to sacrifice and take it away. And you got to remove it. Now, removing it doesn't mean it doesn't come back. Because if you find a situation where you can put it back, then you bring it back. But some people just think they deserve everything because they work hard. And that's just the mentality, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they grind out 8 hours a day at work, and then they come home, they watching Netflix, and they're like, I deserve this. I deserve this. You know what I'm saying? So they subscribing to these subscriptions. It's $20, right? Well, what happens? So if I cut my arm off, right, and then I have one arm, right,
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna happen is I'm gonna become better with one arm, right? I'm not gonna lose too much ability as you think. You could go online and you see it, right? So some people, we're over consuming consumers. We're in
Got
the
it.
information era where we used to use the internet for the resource, but now we're the resource for the internet.
Talk more about that.
We used to go. So years ago, my mother used to have like the encyclopedias, right? And
Pages.
resource and being resourceful, right? And look for something like you're like, oh, you're grabbing this, right? Because it's resourceful. Oh, yo, I need to look this up, woo, 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 right? Right? And so now you're looking through it and you finding different things and you're using mechanism and what led you from that, you're looking at something else in the encyclopedia. I had this on my wall.
Got
You know what
it.
I'm saying? I know this as a fact, right? So I'm looking through it and I see something else, but I'm using it for my resource, right? Which is making me think and then it is making me build on, right?
Yes.
So when the internet came in, right, that when the boom came, it was very resourceful. It's like, oh man, this email thing, right? This chat room. I remember being in these chat rooms, people would spam the chats and these bots be going up. You understand what I'm saying? But it was like I was connecting with people and it was resourceful, right? And so what I'm saying is, long story short, now you hop in your car and the internet is using you, telling you go home. You understand what I'm saying? Who wants to who you know what I'm saying? Who wants to go on Amazon right now and have to input all the information? You would stop messing with a website if that happened.
Yeah.
If you had to input your information. So now what I'm saying is we used to be so what happens is when you do that naturally, the mind it's just like if somebody takes a test testosterone, right? Your
Okay.
body stops producing it. It's everything, right? So when you stop doing something, your body starts to lack, right? And it doesn't produce it anymore. It's because it doesn't need it, right? So what do you think this information error is doing for? How many people are thinking every day constructively, right? People don't even like my daughter doesn't even know what the thinking process is like because she's in the internet stage, right?
That's
And
wild.
this is what's going to tap in, and this is how I'm gonna tap into this sports betting, right? Because I don't like sports, right? And I don't watch sports. I'm not a sports guy, right? But what I'm doing, what I'm gonna tell you right now is the $1 million. This right here is the $1 million cue. I get people, they like, damn, how you keep hitting all these tickets? And I'll get into that in the last 10 minutes, right? Because what I'm doing is using the internet as my resource. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If homie went on bat, I don't know nothing about baseball, but if homie batted 5 strikes, right? The last 10, 15 days, what you think he gonna hit today? Maybe 5, maybe 4 or 5 strikes, right? So right there, that's enough information for me to take a bet, place a bet on how much this guy's pitching. Oh, he gonna hit 3 strikes today. You understand what I'm saying? Look. I'm gonna break it down to you, right?
We're going to talk about sports betting now.
No. I'm gonna jump into that, right? So what I'm seeing, I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see my screen, right? It's hard, huh?
What
But
website app is that?
But you see that strike right there where it says Ryan Fetner 3+ strikes?
I see.
Yeah.
Game
at the bottom. At the bottom.
Ryan screen cut off a little.
Yeah. So at the bottom it says Ryan Fletner 3+ strikes. I bet the guy would do 3 strikes because he does 7. Right? And if I go into there right now, right? Hold on. If I go in there right now, he got 6. Simple. This is simple. So it's just going back and using the resources that you have for yourself instead of being a resource for the internet.
Okay.
Some people ain't thinking no more. They mad smart, man. You tell them something, they pretend they know. And then as soon as you turn around, right, they think they slick. They hit their phone and oh, yeah, I know about that tax break that we get for such and such. They think it's cool. All right, cool. If that's what you want to do, what you're doing is you changing the way our thinking pattern is. And the internet has done that. So back to what I'm saying, we used to, I don't know, I can't say for everybody because I'm 40, right? I'm 40, so I can't say it for everybody who's younger than me. But when I was young, the internet was a resource. And when I say now we the resource for the internet, because Alexa wants to be in our house. They run the show. When you go to Fry's, when I go to Kroger's, when you go to Kroger's out here, Kroger's, they give you the coupons. They telling you what you gonna get the dollar next off. You understand what I'm saying? There's like now they're sending you right now in your inbox. They sending you something you like, whether it's a new pair of sneakers that came out, a discount on this, right? So they using the information. They using you as the resource because you giving them the information. They selling you.
Makes sense.
They making it right now. I could go when you go on your Snapchat feed. I mean, I don't even know the Snapchat, but when you go on your Instagram feed, they giving you your news.
Yeah. Happened to me when that happened to me at the country before.
So now, right now, if I make a website, right, and every time you got to input your information, you mad at me. Like, this silly website, put my address, everything, put orders in. Like, I'm not going back on this. You know what I'm saying? Because we're so used, because the role has changed. The man pays a lot of money for us to stop thinking and stop using our brain. So we look at things and we consider them so hard now because no one really hits the brain. When they read a book, they say, oh, I read a book. I got people say, oh, I read a book. But reading puts me to sleep. You know what I'll tell them? Anything you use, anytime you use your brain, it puts you to sleep. That's what work is. Work. If you go out there and start running right now, you running 5 miles, you're going to come back home, take a shower, and do what? Go to sleep.
Yeah.
The body rests to rebuild. It's not to slow you down. It's not to make you stupid. Just keep going. Keep staying at it. Keep reading. Keep hitting it. Keep hitting it. Keep reading. And guess what? Yeah, you're going to go to sleep. I don't think that's not going to really stop changing for you. But I'm telling you, it's going to take you to another level. So you know me for a while. So when I left the internet for a while, that's what I did. It's just like, because I see zombies when I go online, Facebook. I love my people, but I see zombies. Somebody dies, guess what? Somebody right now, like if DMX died, it was just like, and I'm giving you an example. Rest in peace. I love DMX. It was just like 50 people put in rest in peace DMX. Like, we all know that, bro. We all know he passed away. Maybe you want to share a picture that you have with him that's unique, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what we come to. That's why you see artists now, peep this. You'll see famous people now, somebody died, what happens? They just wait a little bit. They wait like 3, you know what I'm saying, to the rush go so they can be a little bit relevant. Because to them, they think it different. Oh, I ain't gonna put rest in peace to my man. Everybody know he my man. They're gonna wait until all because it's an information flux, it's an overflow. And then they're gonna wait and then they're gonna put it out. We gotta gain control of this environment. You know what I'm saying?
So are you suggesting that we as the masses remove ourselves from social media website?
No, social media is very beautiful. What I'm saying is understand the tools that you have, right? Because you can do everything on social media right now. Like there's nothing I can't really do from my computer. It's been proven, right? There's a lot of things that can be done from the computer. Maybe not my ability to be doing it, but there's people who fire missiles from a computer, right? In war, right? So this is a fact. Everything can be done with a computer. My thing is, because it's an information overload, you need to step back and gain your mind again, gain your brain again. Start to see what your new thought process is, because you've been doing this for so long. To you, it's normal. To you, it's normal because you've been doing it for so long. But it's okay to step back. Why? Why do you have money problems? If I always tell people, why, bro? Why do you have money? If you got all of this information, you got everything that you need, you got all of this stuff, why are you consistently having money problems? Why? It makes zero sense to me. Zero. If an 8-year-old right now is stealing somebody's Bitcoin, Why do you have problem at your age of holding a substantial amount of what you need to survive? Right? And so the answer to that is money's nothing. Money is the residual from the work that you put in, not even the hard work you put in, but just the work that you put in. You get the residual payment back for, right? You're no longer chasing money no more, right? So which means that the universe is accepting your beliefs to money differently, right? Because with your current beliefs now is if I say, Nyron, hit my inbox when it's over. And when you hit my inbox, I'm like, send me $200. In your mind, you're gonna be like, who is this guy? Like, we just got off of this thing, right? I'm talking to him. He's like, send me so the universe has an attachment, right? So you hold money differently. You have an attachment to money whereas it's very tight for you because you didn't send that. Now, if I hit you again, now that you notice and you just send that 200, watch how the universe changes. It reacts different. Because now you gotta really believe it because it ain't just gonna happen overnight. But now your reaction to money's different. My boys call me all the time. Hey, yo, let me hold 2,000. If I'm good with the dude and I know he's a solid dude, give it to him. I ain't turning back because I don't hold on to money like that. You know what I mean? Money doesn't hold a special place in my heart like that.
Is it because money has a purpose for you?
Money has its purpose. And it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. It's gonna work for me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hold a special place in my heart because the universe, when you don't, like I told my wife, I'm gonna give you a quick scenario of my wife. Quick story, right? She was this independent woman, right? And what attracted to me towards her in my early days is that she was, her generosity was sweet. You know what I mean? Like she was a giver. And one particular time, I remember I wanted to start this business. I ain't had this money, whatever. And this was like this supplement business that I was wanting to start. And so what I did is I asked her for like $2,500. She gave it to me. And, I ended up not paying it back to her, but I paid it back to her many years later.
Okay.
But what I seen about her is that she was very she was generous. So, but it reached a point where she felt like she was doing for people and people never did anything for her. And as I surveyed her, I watched when people try to do stuff for her, she wouldn't accept it. And it was just small things of saying, oh, it was just small things of her just saying, somebody saying, hey, you roll me here, so can I give you 20 for gas? You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I said, what happened is I told her, I said, listen, I've been observing you for a while. I said, you got a contract with the universe. You blocking your blessings. Mm-hmm. I said, because somebody, DC, done. You call me, you send me the money. I ain't never tell you no. You know what I'm saying? Like, mm-hmm. Hey, this come my way, send it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I am. I don't, even though if I'm not wanted, I just give it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But I don't stop the blessings from coming in. And so that's just one of the things. A lot of people blocking their blessings. A lot of people hold on to money too strong. Too strong. Too strong.
So in a sense, money isn't your currency. Yeah. What is your currency? Is it a belief system? Is it faith? Is it your connection with the universe that you consider your form of currency?
Listen, man, my only belief is a higher power, of course, right? But my attraction to what I do, everything is with the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like human beings, I don't really mess with humans that much. You know what I'm saying? Humans change. And what I mean by that, there's something that can go on, and I spoke of this last week. There's something that could go on in your life that would change you, right? May change the way you communicate with me. You may get in an accident, and you may not be able to even talk again. You understand what I'm saying? Or something may have happened to somebody in your family member, and you like, listen, I'm throwing this all away. I ain't doing this no more, right? So what I do is I have no expectations for human beings because human beings are interchangeable, and most of them are interchangeable by their belief system and what they believe, right? And so I don't want to have an opinion against you, or I don't want to feel no type of way of you, so I just show you love. And if you don't act in the manner that I like, I just go the other way. So as long as you're not aggressive and not trying to hurt me, then, I don't feel no type of way about you. No, I haven't read that, but I am going to read that. Thank you. I'm going to tap into my free library too, because that's state money. So
Yeah, that's good.
I'm definitely going to read that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. Shout out to Phonetic Wisdom.
What did she say, Rich?
It posted up already.
I think a book.
Yeah, check the comment section.
Yeah, check the comment section. So Clyde, what for this for navigating the this inflation market right now? What are the lists of things we should do? Like everybody knows, we gotta invest in the stock market.
So this is the thing. So this is the thing. Warren Buffett is saying it right now. You said it the last time, right? Your best investment right now will be yourself.
Exactly. What are the lists? The list, like housing.
Yeah. So your best investment. Yeah. So your best investment is yourself, right? And what I mean by that is detaching yourself from your beliefs. See, my mother, rest in peace, was a fair woman, right? Like I was able to say, hey, mommy, why are you giving me gifts on the day that I was birthed and you calling it a birthday, right? And saying it's my birthday when it was actually you who gave birth to me on that day, right? You know what I'm saying? So I would gift my mom's on my birthday, right? And I would tell her, your mother, she just allowed me to think outside the box. So I was able to start to do that, question certain things and why we did stuff and stop just accepting it because it's just the standard. You know what I'm saying? Like I would give her gifts on my born day. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, so what I'm saying is, you got to step back from your belief system because that's what's holding you down. Not what you taught, not what you know, because what you know right now is gold. You know a lot of stuff, but it's your belief system that is tapping in and taking away from you. It's interfering with you moving forward. And what I did, the more sound way that I was able to do is like, your belief systems is yours, right?
Absolutely.
You have it until the day that you die. You can change it, but the hard part of change for most people is people don't want to change. And the reason why is because some people are scared. But the easiest way to do it is know that you can come back. If you're not comfortable from what you're doing, you can always revert back. And so it could be something simple as not having an opinion on anybody for 60 days. That will ultimately change you for the rest of your life.
Do you think
because you're so most people are so opinionated on what they see around that don't even pertain to their life. You know what I'm saying? They sit and they watching, for instance, right? They watching a situation happen on TV and they have opinion on it. They're not praying on it. They're not wishing or they're not putting money to it. They're not donating to it, but they got an opinion on it, right? And that is taken away because, like I said, it's taking away your potential because now this is something else that is cultivating in your mind that is eliminating for you to get further because we only have 100%. We start at 100% every day, right? Some people not 100% because different things, challenges they got, right? But that's still their 100. And then so the more stuff that you start putting in starts depleting and deleting, your progress. And so, yeah.
Okay, so
Quick
next
question.
question: how did you become aware of the universal principles/laws?
Hold on, Diamond. I just have one quick question.
Mm.
Do you think the issue is that a lot of people just don't know how to live their truth?
No, I just think that we just got a lot going on, and we become very busy in life. And through busy, we have things that we're not aware of.
Okay.
We don't pay attention to it no more because it's like the weirdo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is talking about, like, why am I milking the cow, right? Why am I drinking cow milk? It's just questions, right? Like, who's the first guy who ever milked the cow, right? We don't know. We know who did the peanut butter. We know who did the light, but we don't know the guy who was touching the cow. Did the cow want him to get touched? Does it, so you start asking yourself questions, right? Because you got to understand that we was institutionalized. We was put in an environment that wasn't we really didn't have a choice. And people in poverty really didn't have a choice. So when we went to these schools environments where we was taught different things, right? We was taught colors and numbers and ABCs and stuff like this, and it cultivated our whole thinking process, right? And so now you think we still don't respond to that? We still respond to that. Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You understand what I'm saying? It's like your brain was at that age. And so, like, lawyers do that now. Doctors do that now. They go to school to be doctors, but there's a part you can ask a doctor and a lawyer. There's a part a lawyer you don't have to ask. But a doctor, a financial advisor, right? All of these different people have law that they go to during that part, right? And they have to follow those laws, right? That's the institution saying, hey, you don't do this, you lose your license.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do this, you understand what I'm saying? And so, like, it's just taking the knowledge that we was given and just recreating things differently and around us and not subscribing to the stuff that we got going on, right? Just being that 1%, being that one guy. I told people I love losing. They look at me. I said, I love losing. I am probably the 1% that loves it every time it happens. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't see it the way that you see it. I lose and take that information, and then I retract and do it again and hope I lose again. Because if I keep losing, it's gonna get me quicker to where I need to get to, right? And then I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
So Frenetic Wisdom, I think, asked a question about.
Yeah, she did. Hold on, I'm gonna pop it up. She did. How did you become aware of the universal principles/laws?
It was just part of. Oh, it's almost like a part of life, right? That we don't pay attention to. You see that you see something happen to him. We always say that I told you that was going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a foul dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the payback. They always say, right?
Yeah.
And if you keep giving, it just, I don't know. I think that's one natural thing. I really have to think on that question. That's a very brilliant question. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, but my contract to humans would be too emotional. It will stimulate me too much, and I don't like to be overstimulated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I expect you to do something for me, TC, and you don't do it, like, I don't know how to approach it differently than to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? Or to be, but if I accept the fact that, oh, TC just doing what the TC doing, TC trying to navigate this life, and maybe it's not that important to you, and maybe you're not really trying to hurt me, right? And so it kind of goes with the opinion. Once I stopped having opinions on stuff, I started realizing because you're not that important. As much as you think that you're important, like you're not that. You're important to the universe and what you do, but to human, you're not that important. You know what I'm saying? Like you got that person in your family that died. You know what I mean? You love them to death. You know what I'm saying? You don't think of them every day. You know what I'm saying? It's just reality. It may hurt if you do, right? So sometimes you shelter in the back of your mind. It's just like not that many people gonna be at your funeral, probably, or you have a lot of people at your funeral, like DMX, right? But then at the end of the day, it is what it is. These kids ain't got no father, right? It's just these small little things that people could talk about that he had done. It's just like your contract is with the universe, and if you focus on what you're supposed to do, the laws and the nature of what you have to do to sustain a lifestyle that is good for your family, then you'll stop focusing less on things that don't really matter. Like it don't. Like whether this dude took $200 from me, or whether this dude owe me $2,000, or whether my baby moms don't like me because I'm a bad father. You know what I mean? Like that's too much of my focus. That doesn't progress me. That's me having my value saying, or it makes me angry. And another thing too, growing up where we come from, anger results to violence. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like our communication skills is different. Yeah. So why waste time with that? It's too much going. It's too much going on at a rapid pace right now. It's a lot, like binaries and zeros is just flowing. You know what I'm saying? Like how much structure it put. Like these people, you think if these people who put together this web camera system, if they took a lot of these geniuses, they don't spend time on the external. You know what I'm saying? They do the internal. They pay attention to what has to get done. I mean, sometimes opinions is not is really not that important.
Wow. When did you realize that life wasn't based on the physical manifestation of what you were seeing with your two eyes?
When my dad left, that was a good example. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that was one of the prime examples, because that was one of the first things. And then when I was able to hear his explanation, I didn't like it, but years later, I understood it. It was early. It was early on, but in this world, you got to understand, like my mother was very spiritual. You got to understand things physical and spiritual. You got to. But that's a whole nother, what I'm saying? We could kill that we could do a whole episode on that. That's yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's like a whole episode. You know what? So since we talking about a lot about the disadvantage, advantage, and navigating the inflated environment and everything else, I'm gonna give y'all. This is not from me. This is not from my words. Okay, I'm giving credit where it's due from the master investor of who I research. So the blueprint to financial freedom, according to the master investor, his name is Ian. A wealth blueprint: 1, own a business; 2, invest in stocks; 3, invest in crypto; 4, have life insurance; 5, create a subscription-based business; and 6, own real estate. Now,
who's that? Who's that guy?
His name is Ian, the master investor.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Clyde?
He did touch on some key points. He did touch on some key points. He's running a business right now, you know what I'm saying? But there's some stuff that I'm not qualified to speak on, but the subscription base and all of that, yeah, there's some, the crypto, I don't know too much about that space,
It's a very weird space.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, crypto's very weird.
Well,
it's down right now. It's down. Crypto is definitely down. Yeah. And the thing about us also, especially living in New York, is that it's New York has so much rules and regulations that we can only get to a limited of crypto. Yeah. We can only do Coinbase, We can't even do Binance. We can't get into crypto.com. We can't get into those apps because of, we live in New York State and the regulations. So they are talking about Coinbase might go bankruptcy if you Google it. I don't know if Clyde, if you looked that up, but Coinbase is about to go bankrupt. Because it plummet. It plummet. The percentage of it went down.
So what exactly happened in that situation? And this is the importance part of that situation that people need to really understand. So what happened is they created this cryptocurrency or whatever it is. I really, the reason I never mess with it because I don't understand it, right? And once I started to dig deep and understand it, it was what they were calling the investment side of things that made sense, right? But in a long story short, the most two successful platforms is Bitcoin and Ethereum. They actually use both of them. They're used all day, every day as we talk right now, right? In stores, you can use Bitcoin in certain environments in stores. And in Ethereum, that's just like how you run everything. If that crashes, then you won't be able to run, send different things because you send them with the gas, the e-gas and all of that, right? So what happened with like Binance and these different platforms, they created this thing called the stable coin. And they was marketing it as, I remember specifically, they was marketing it as the US dollar. And I don't remember how it was, but like when you like when you trade, right? Trading is, I'm gonna speak to, as if nobody knows anything, right? Trading and selling is buying low and selling high, right? Buying low and selling high. So people will come in and let's just say they buy this coin called ETG for $5, and then they will sell it for $10. And then when they sell it, you have to either cash out in Ethereum, Bitcoin, or this thing called UST or whatever it was called. But the uniqueness about the UST is that they used it was running as cash. So even when the market would crash or go down, this particular coin, which I didn't even really know was a coin, that's how ignorant I was to it, right? That this particular coin, like if you put 10,000 into USG or whatever I said, right? And then it went up to 15. These people will cash out and leave it into this currency, right? Which will be the stable dollar. So when all these markets crashed and stuff, it would just still hold strong like the dollar. They was promoting this as a dollar bill. And all of a sudden, people who had all of this money in this thing, right? I'm talking about millions of dollars, because these used to be like whales and different stuff, like whales, people with a lot of money who's like buying and trading. All of a sudden, this thing starts dropping. And so it's basically the whole structure of the system. Nobody can explain what happened, even people who run it. But then they came out the next week talking about, oh, we got a new one. Like it's okay. Like people just supposed to just take this loss and move forward. So I mean, cryptocurrency. I mean, unless you can mitigate risk, which means that you can not lose or use these different tools not to lose a substantial amount of your money, I wouldn't really get involved with something like that. It's just not really what I'm looking at. There's so many different tools that I see that I can use that are a lot easier for me to create. You know what I mean? Because what they're basically saying is cryptocurrency. They're saying that this is a different type of money. And I tell people, if you want to get into it, fine, get into it, but do your research, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you gonna be part of something you don't understand?
Yeah.
Just because it's making you money. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it do make you money, get in and get out. But don't be a part of it if you're not doing the due diligence. There's people right now on Reddit right now who can sit down here and they're really putting the work in and the time in, and they know what they're doing. If you don't really know about it, I would just say, if I was to give somebody advice, I would just say Ethereum or Bitcoin. I mean,
that's good. No, that's good. Yeah, that's sort of most, like, if you don't know anything about like what you know, like decentralized, what else, XRP, if you don't know anything about those cryptos, or if you don't know nothing about crypto, and if you want to invest in it, I agree with Clyde. Bitcoin, Ethereum.
Yeah, it's part of the matrix.
And I think they should just, you know what, I can't tell people what to do, you know, but we can give, you know, advice of what they think.
They just need to educate themselves on it. It's not something you can pick up and play with.
Exactly. So, so you know, so
yeah,
I think, you know, like, but I think really though, where the money is really is it really is like the stock market, because that's where the real business is. Because you got what, Amazon is about to split. Who else is about to split? I gotta look it up, but I know Amazon is.
So listen, the stocks, man, that's in itself. So it goes back to your belief system. How do you see it, right? Because most people, they look at stocks as a tool to generate money, and it's yeah, you have to see stocks for what it is, and I think it's more visionary than anything, right? Because if you understand how America's ran, you know, back to capitalism and slavery and all of this stuff, and you know how it's done and how you could walk outside it and it's all owned by the public, then you would see things differently. You know, Boeing's not able to crash 18 planes and still, you know, kill people and still be a company, right? That provides weaponry and missiles and rockets and, you know, still flying all these planes through all these different airlines. So once you start looking at it different, like Walmart saying, you know, this is my store, I own this. You should be able to walk in the Home Depot and say, I own this. Even if you don't physically own it, it's owned by the public. And so when you start to understand how businesses ran in America, then you put yourself to be a part of it. And you say, what is the easiest way? The easiest way to be a part of it is the easiest way to be a part of it is to run it through the S&P 500, which is Standard & Poor, right? Standard & Poor 500, 500 top companies in America. Okay? And you invest in that fund. Now you can do it tax-free if you want to, right? You can do an IRA, you can do a traditional if you qualify, you can do an ESP, employee sponsor program, right? You could do up to $20,000 a year, and by doing that, you're able to beat inflation. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know there's keys and cues how to navigate during these times and put yourself in to get, you know, 5-10 years later, right? Because the market, see, when you see the market drop, when you don't look at it as money and you look at it for what it is what happens, it gets priced in. So if it's inflation, it declines because it wants to get to the current price or the current conditions where you at now. So all you're doing is getting a discount. So if it came down, I mean, like the S&P is down like 17%. So right now you're getting 17% discount, right? If you look at it 10 years ago, it's up. And from 2012, it's up about 300%. So you're getting a discount. So if you're putting $900 in today, that's probably almost $1,050 something. You understand what I'm saying? So you're getting $150 discount. So, you know, it's how you see. And anyway, you know, and that it's crazy because that's a whole nother conversation, right? You know, how to move money and let it work in your favor. You know, how to drive cars that your company owns, right? How to not pay for gas.
Well, my question is, how do you know when to pull out, right? Or how do you have faith to stay in?
And you don't
Because
pull out. You don't pull out. It's kind of you do. I mean, it's kind of like Nick Cannon. You don't pull out. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like what happens is you put yourself aside and you realize that there's people behind you, right? So the money I put in, I'm never gonna pull out. You know, I tell my daughter that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not for me, it's for my family. Right. And
and
I'm gonna live a good life because there's different things. There's like I will have to go more in depth with you about it, but there's like different strategies people use where they live in when they hit like 50, they living off a percentage of it. Because you're young right now, right? So if you start now, the sooner you start is the better off you are. And it's called
well,
compound interest.
that's my thing. So I took
Mhm.
I took like, I'm not gonna say the amount, but I took some money and I put it into
No, no, no. I
Amazon
wanna
stock.
no. Take your beliefs again. I want to hear the amount. I want to hear the amount.
Whoa, be a
I took
challenge.
I'm too uncomfortable talking about the amount,
You know
especially
what's so
because the
funny?
internet is here.
No. It's cool. It's cool. I'm not gonna make him feel uncomfortable. But you see, that's. I'll send you my pay stub, man, later. You know what I'm saying? We're conditioned to think that that's normal, right? To be private with our money, right? And nowhere in America is private. Home Depot's not private. You can go right now and pull up their 10K, right? And you can go online and this is a lot of poverty beliefs that we become private with these things. Then we try to have this public conversation about things that's private, right? And then it's kind of hard for someone to navigate and help you to move forward if it's so special to your heart, right? Money comes and money goes. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. Like I'm not trying to change the agenda, but I'll be a hypocrite if I would not use this opportunity to use you right now from what I'm talking about. But go ahead with what you're
Well,
saying.
I took some money, an
Okay.
undisclosed amount, and I
Okay.
invested it in Amazon stock, right? And
Okay.
Amazon is down right now. And
Okay.
my philosophy is I believe it's gonna go up eventually. But once it goes up back to the amount that I initially invested in Amazon, my initial reaction is to split, to just let it go. I tried the stock market. I went up and down, and it went up for a little bit for me, but it's been down like a year and a half. And I
Time
just
traveling.
Nyron, you're time traveling. You're breaking up, Nyron.
So listen, so what he's saying basically what he's saying is that he put money into the stock,
Amazon, the
right?
stock,
And
Amazon.
so what he's looking at it as a way to inflate his current currency. I don't think you're very interested into Amazon. I don't think your interest is Amazon. I think your interest is into to making money. And so if you're into making money, I think that's the wrong thing for you to, to do is to put your money into Amazon and think that Amazon owes you because you put your money into it, right? Amazon owes you nothing. So what it is your theory and how you was taught in your thinking, right? So when you're putting money to buy stocks, it's really not a money value. You're purchasing shares to own a particular portion of the company. My mother used to talk about it in 2005. Amazon was like $400, and after that, it's been split, and today it's like $3,000 a share. You know what I'm saying? And so what you're seeing now is the economy as a whole is just pulling back. It's not personal to you. It doesn't matter who money is in it. It's not a personal thing. It's gonna happen to you because the time that you went in. So that's just what's happening. Is your money's pulling back.
But how do
I
you?
mean,
But I know I have faith that it's gonna come back. But as soon as it comes back, my instinct is to take the money back that I invested.
yeah, because you're not buying stock, you're playing casino. You're looking for a flip, is what I'm telling you. You don't care about the company. You don't care the fact that you own the company right now to the percentage of the stock that you have. That doesn't worry you at all. What you're looking for is to use it as some type of fluctuation to, to gain some value and some money, which is fine if that's what you choose to use. I just wouldn't use Amazon, being that it's been out for so long. And if you're looking at, the technicals, which you're probably not aware of because I don't think you're going to do the research on it, which is the PE, right? So when you're looking at the price per equity share and stuff like that, you would have knew that it's overinflated and it's not something that you should have put your money in. You could have put your money on Dutch Bros, right? Which you probably don't even know what that is. You could have put your money on something else, some figs, the nursing.
Well, before I put my money in, I read a couple books. I didn't just like willingly just looked at a stock. What I did was I read a couple books on it before I touched any sort of stock at all. And I looked at the history of Amazon and I compared the history of Amazon to how it during.
Iron. Regardless of that part, I understand that what you're telling me, because you're telling me your entry and your exit. That's what your story sums it up. You want in and you want out. If it goes back up, you're running.
I initially wanted in forever, but it's gone so low that I'm thinking as soon as it comes back up, I just want to go. I don't want to keep my money in there.
How long was you in there? How long have you been in there?
About almost 2 years.
And you're gonna tell me for 2 years it's went low? For 2 years?
No. It's been up. It's had its highs, but it's also had its lows.
For 2 years, you can tell me if I look at the 2-year historical pricing.
For
2 years, we're gonna have to talk offline because that to me, because I watched that stock boom in the last 2 years. The last 2 years, that stock boomed.
I know.
Yeah,
I know, but
and
it's down.
And it's not personal, bro. The whole market's down. So when you're talking about something that's global, you know what I'm saying? It's not because of Amazon's not doing good. Amazon's gonna be the first indication that we're about to crash down. So when you see like Amazon CEO leave and you see Tesla crying, I'm gonna cut 10% of my employees because of Biden, it's an indication of what's happening.
If that's the case, my bank account is telling America we're about to hit a recession because it's down, man. It hurts.
Well, first off, when we've been taught, okay, let me give you something, Iron. People have talking about there's going to be another recession since 2020.
Very true.
People been talking about the stock.
I think it's here. I think it has everything to do with inflation. It has everything to do with the rising cost of housing, which is affecting the stock market. I mean, which it is affecting the stock market, but it's also affecting the housing market. If the value of the dollar is going down, not as many people are going to invest in products as they used to. I think that's all a snowball effect that turns into a recession.
So, if you think that, then what? See, and this is the thing, right? Do you know that a recession goes bad and it goes good at the same time, right? So when you run through that of like, oh, we're going through a recession or anything, then the question is, how can you prepare for it? And that's the thing what Clyde Slade was talking about too. Like, how can you prepare for this recession or inflation?
I mean, it's simple. Yeah. Like you can't complain and prepare at the same time. I mean, it's just what I mean.
Exactly.
It's very hard, and some people have done it. I mean, there's some people who've done a great job, like Kanye, right? But you know what I mean. Like you can't complain and prepare at the same time. I mean, it just takes a lot of energy. I mean, I don't listen to that recession. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know what they talk. I see that as an opportunity for a lot of broke people. You know what I'm saying? You could see it as bad, but you wasn't at top of the market. You know what I'm saying? So like, why do you care that it's drawing back? You've been struggling your whole life. Like, is that going to change the way you going to struggle? You going to struggle more, you think? No, you're going to struggle less. You actually going to see people struggling they ain't never struggled before. You know what I'm saying? You like, come down here with me. Come with me, see how this thing run. You know what I'm saying? Let me help you show you how to open up some canned beans and chop some franks up tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come down, come with me, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you have to look at it. I mean, You can't. I don't subscribe to any of that stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know what recession is. I just know when I go in, I got less groceries when I buy it. I mean, there's ways to navigate that. You could fast. You could not eat for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just been taught that you had to do these certain things, so you just do it. You don't have to eat every day. You know what I'm saying? You want to navigate some food, just eat less. Drink smoothies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's ways to navigate it. You know. I mean,
so I don't want to get too much into your pockets, but how do you supplement your income? I mean, how do you?
First of all, so it's easy, right? For me, it's very simple. I work for the IRS, right? So how I supplement things is I read what their guidelines is, and there's a certain percentage of your income that the IRS will let you get by on if you apply to what they tell you to do, right? Because you're losing 35% of your income. You're losing a large portion of your money all the time, every day.
Yeah.
Right. So how I navigate is I follow their rules, and I do what I'm supposed to do, because a lot of people don't want to spend money that if they spent on stocks, like you probably don't even know. Like, you can spend a certain money on stocks and get a refund at the end of the year for the money you spent on stocks.
You said that in the last episode. God,
yeah. Yeah. So I'm probably not gonna touch on that, but like, you know, I don't know what episode number that is, but you probably go to that. But that's the truth. A lot of people, this goes back, and we could talk about this all day. It's your beliefs. You're holding so tight to this money, you ain't gonna see no more of it because you're not returning it to the universe. When you get that high, you're just taking it and you holding it. You don't have a belief system that is an unlimited amount of money that could come to you. You don't believe that. You have sold into what they want you to be sold on to. You understand what I'm saying?
See,
so
but
when
your philosophy doesn't seem tangible. I can't touch it. I can't grasp it.
You can't. Okay, send me $200 and let's see how your philosophy is tangible. Send me. I'll give you my Zelle when we get off, and send me, because you don't have a belief system that think it is. So how would you? Because you don't believe it is.
Well, I mean, I believe if I give you $200, I'm not going to get that $200 back.
One mic, yo, Naira, one mic.
You see, you so concerned of getting it back because you don't believe it's going to come back. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Work on that belief system.
You basically tell us
you believe that it's untouchable. You're in your car right now talking through binary codes, bro. Somebody sat in their house and drank this up and made this possible for us to communicate. You in a car that you can turn on and turn the key without thinking about the last part, gas. Don't you know that's the last thing a car runs on? You can't drive a car with no engine with gas.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So your belief system is trapping you in, and it got you trapped in to believe these different things, and it got you in an environment that's very toxic. And it's hurting your ability to move.
Wow, that's a whole ball for everybody.
Because you have bought into that. You have bought into what they have sold you, that you can't go and you can't get more than what you have.
Yeah, that's a ball for everybody.
Yeah,
what you just said, that was a ball for everybody. Everybody.
It just sounds like Naran don't have
so you saying your mind, how is that tangible? Because you could go to the bank right now. I'm gonna tell you how it's tangible. And this is on my mom's. You could go to the bank right now and withdraw $3,000. But you know what's stopping you? Your name. That's the only thing that's stopping you.
What you talking about, Willis?
Your name is stopping you. Because
can you expound upon that? Like, what does that mean? My name.
What does that mean? That means because your name is not attached to the account that has the $3,000. But there's somebody walking in that bank behind you that can take that $3,000. That's what I'm saying. It's just it's simple. It's not complex. Right?
Okay. All right. So you supplement your income by taking the income that you do have and making sure the IRS and going through the IRS to make sure that you get the most amount of money back from the income that you get. Correct?
mean, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's where you start. You know, I mean, you start by.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm just trying to I'm trying to understand that. So if that's how it goes, right?
Are you
Imagine if you're
referring
talking to somebody that has no money. Imagine you're talking to somebody that has no money. See what you do. What would you advise them to do to get on the same level that you're on?
It's not the money. The money's the residual for the hard work. If you jumped in Kanye's body right now, you're gonna be making money because the work he did. So it's not really about money. It's just about the work you do. It's not about money. Did you watch that Netflix with Kanye? Did you spend some time watching? Huh?
Yeah, no, the one, the 3-part doc where you
Did you watch that?
documented.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Is that man? Hold on, because I ain't watch all of it. Is that man different than who he is today? Does he look different?
Absolutely.
Or does he have that same energy? Huh?
Yes.
I didn't even watch it.
Do you think he's different from in that?
I think so.
I ain't seen nothing different.
I think
life, that he was authentic in his character.
I think life has touched him a bit.
For him to make
a video, life has touched him a bit.
Okay. For him to make a video on who he was going to be shows you what the universe does. He believed it before he seen it. Like Lil Wayne said he was the best rapper alive. When he said that, ain't nobody was hotter than him. I don't care what you say. You understand what I'm saying? It's a defense. This right here is defensive, right? Like when somebody shit like this is defense. You understand what I'm saying? It's your belief system. Anybody could tell somebody they believe something. Anybody could say, "Oh, I got it."
Every time on my way to work, every Monday on my way to work, I stop off at the little gas station before I take the A train into the city, and I say, "Today's the day I get the winning lotto numbers," and I never get the winning lotto numbers.
That sucks. That's a poor person's plan. Why are you playing lotto?
How is that different from what you're saying? If you're saying if it's a belief system, and I believe I'm going to get these lotto numbers. Your belief system
is that you can do no work and you can pick some numbers, and you're gonna hit these numbers.
Hold on, Clyde.
Wait, hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
Because you believe those numbers. So when you walk in, every time you play lotto, you believe those numbers are gonna hit.
I try to, yeah. I try to.
Okay, conversation done. You tried to. Those numbers ain't gonna hit. Go ahead, Dom.
So you're saying if I get it, like if I'm like, yeah, these numbers are gonna hit today, they're gonna hit?
One mic. We gotta get to Phonetic Wisdom's question. Damn.
Yup. If you say you're gonna hit today, if you believe you're gonna hit, bro. That's what my mom's
get the hell out of here.
Yeah, because you don't believe it. There was this lady. And this is on my dead moms. There was this lady at my job. Was at my job. Hear me, okay? Are you hearing? Was at my job. This lady will play the lotto all the time. Okay. I picked the lady up. She's like, she ain't had no car. I'm picking the lady up. And this is how my belief system is different, right? I pick the lady up, drive her to work. Okay. Drive the lady worked in the kitchen at my job. I drive her to work. She ain't give me no gas, but she go in there and get a lotto ticket. And I was like, I'm tired of picking this lady up to get this lady some gas. And this lady, to drive her to work, and she didn't give me no gas. Like she didn't even offer me nothing, right? And that was just me. And she was mad one time because I had somebody in the front seat and I made her get in the back seat. Mind you, this was 4 a.m, me going out of my way past my job to go get her in back. She stopped at the thing, get a lotto ticket, right? This lady has won a little bit of money here and there. On my mother's grave, okay? They hit me up like a few years later. They go, hey, you know, B-Saw won the lotto. Okay. Yeah, B-Saw won the lotto for $500,000. B-Saw gonna win the lotto. That's all B-Saw did. B-Saw believed. She believed she was gonna win every time she played that. Not no fake belief. You gotta understand what belief is, bro. Belief is when I get off of this, I'm still moving the way I'm moving. But belief system ain't me up on here fronting. That's not a belief system. We have believed to think of a belief system is I'm going out and I'm gonna get it. And they keep selling that until they believe it. Because sometimes you gotta sell it to yourself. I'm gonna get it. You stand. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And then you start projecting and doing everything. And when that lady had $1 million, hit a $500,000, I knew she would. That didn't even cross my mind she was going to hit a $500,000. The lady got in my car, didn't pay me no gas, and bought tickets. And she played lotto all the time, and she was serious about it. And she quit her job. That's why I said was. The lady I used to was working with me.
Because she quit.
She left her job, turned her uniform in, and went somewhere and bought a house. Because that's just what she doing. I believe she's still playing it. Because that's what she believed. You got to learn what your belief system is. You can't sit here and sell me, and we're going to have a part 2 to this because of this, but you can't sit here and tell me that you believe certain things because you want me to buy into me. Oh, I'm not going to believe that. Oh, because you saying that I'm not supposed. No, when I say I believe it, people get what they get. Kanye would not be the man he is sitting in my house right now. He believed that he could sit there and make beats. If you paid attention to what he was doing, he was going to people's homes. He didn't know how to make beats. When they felt like he dissed them on the radio and because he didn't give the dude the proper etiquette who was teaching him how to make beats. And I only watched one episode of it. And that dude has been consistent, and to this day he did. He still does it, right? Because he believes. Belief is what drives you to get what you want. It will get you out the bed and makes it happen. Nothing stands in your beliefs. If you believe it, you believe it. There's somebody crazy in the house right now who believes it. You may walk past them and not believe it, but they believe it. You can't take that from somebody, bro. It is what it is. I mean, it's real quiet when you die. Ain't nobody around, bro. It's real quiet when you die. I see my mom's. Ain't nobody around, bro. Nobody. Your belief system is your belief system. When that casket shuts, everybody else's world goes on. That's it. That's how it's gonna be. You gotta believe that shit. I don't know what's gonna drive you to make you do it, but you can't tell me right now. You know when I'm telling you, yeah. Like I seen it. I've seen it done. I've seen it. When you see these people, when you see R. Kelly come off the streets and as a homeless guy and start singing and become so huge and so big because he believed it, bro. You can't reach that without belief. Nobody knows the angle. Nobody knows the pain. Nobody knows the struggle that comes behind it. It's a belief system that wakes you up every day and gets you out there and do it. You go to your bank and you go to the gas station. You want to believe. You want to believe. That's why. You have not crossed that path yet. And when you do cross that path, you will change. That is a fact. And we ain't gonna get into sports betting now. We gonna have to do this on another thing. But there was a guy who told me in the sports betting there's these parlays where you can line up 20 teams. And dude said, you ain't gonna hit it. I said, I'm gonna hit it. Oh, I don't think that's best for you. I said, bro, I promise you I hit it. And I ain't know nothing about sports. Still don't know nothing about sports. And I hit it consistently every day. Every day hit. Blam, 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 blam. Diamond Cash, I'll share it on his page. Blam, I just hit one today while we was talking. Right? So your belief system is what you believe and what you have designed yourself to think because of your situation and your pain and your hurt. And I understand it does hurt. When you out there and you sit in the car, I slept in cars before. When you sitting there and you asking for something from somebody and they looking at you like you crazy, or when you working 9 to 5 and this guy ain't paying you enough, that's pain, bro. That's where you from. Get used to it. That's all you know, bro. You're not in your car doing a video. You're doing a car because you're comfortable right now. That's your comfort zone right now. Don't let nobody sell you no dreams, bro. You gotta sit down and say, hey, it's over. That's it. I'm moving in a whole different direction, different energy, different. All that recession shit just means people gonna meet you where you at right now. Make them feel welcome when you see them. Oh yeah, you complain about gas. Welcome to my world. Shit been hard my whole life. When these dudes walk around, when I used to see people struggling, I used to love it. Ooh, that dude struggling. Ooh, let's see if he get about this real quick. Let's see if he can navigate that. Let's see if he make it, because nobody cared about me when I was going through it. Let's see if he can navigate. You push me against the wall, I'm only gonna get better, because I know these human beings can't stop me, and my belief system is more powerful than anything. You think Tesla could have been made without that dude shooting to the moon? Did you ever watch Bezos say he going to the moon? Dude was laughing at him, and then he went to the moon. That's a belief system, bro. Believe in this. You dream it, you believe it, you create it. You put the work in, you do it. That's it.
Nairon, you got him hype. You got him hype, Nairon.
But like when you sitting there in defensive mode, and when you sitting there and you feel some type of way, and you talking to yourself in a negative environment. So when you don't have it, that's why you don't have it, because you talk to yourself not like a king, like a dude, like how everybody else want to see you and how to treat you. But you a king, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And don't let nobody make you feel different than that. I don't care what nobody else ever told you. I don't care how they view you and how they seen you. Guess what? They're going to be talking to you the minute that you change. And you may not have enough pain in your life to make you feel like there's change coming. But you're going to feel some type of pain. And that pain, when you do feel it one day, whoever it is or wherever you at or what situation it is, it's going to change you. And that change can either destroy you or make you better. But I need you to sit and believe. People don't get to places without believing. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna go. No fairy god person is gonna pick you up and do anything. I could tell you right now. I could add you to my page right now and give you parlays and give you things. You know how many people I add? They still don't hit it because they don't believe it, bro. They don't. Man, belief is everything. Once you pass belief, we to the top, bro. And I could talk about it all day, but like. You just got to change the way you look at things, man, and stop letting people sit here and try to destroy you and make you think that you're not a great man or you don't have potential because of where you came from. You just there, bro. Like I was there. Like I was in New York, right? I was in from the gutter, from the streets. That's just the way it is. But there's ways, like you could come out here and you come to Phoenix on the next plane. I could get you a nice job. You understand what I'm saying? Like it just, once you unlock yourself and to remove yourself from environments, the easiest way to unlock it. But once you unlock yourself, then you change, man. And then I'm telling you, I've been going to therapy for the last 4, 5, 6 years. I ain't just wake up one day and realize this. I'm talking to my therapist. My therapist is telling me shit I don't know about myself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, like, it's crazy. Like, you see people on your page, like, they'll do a throwback picture, to keep this short. They'll have a throwback picture of back in the day, and they'll be like, yo, I miss such and such. But look at the environment. Crack valves, gunshots around the corner, cops killed, starving, sharing pizzas, when we still miss those times. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, they trap you into a mindset. Once you eliminate yourself from that mindset and remove yourself, you're gonna change, bro. But you gotta believe it, bro. I'm being honest, man. You gotta believe.
Now, hold on. See now, hold on. See now, you hype. Nairon, you got him hype. So before we get to sports betting now, Phonetic Wisdom said back when you said about
so what I said is right. You can walk in the bank, right? And when I say you, I don't have a particular ego to who I am, right? Ego put, I need to do this and I need, right? But what I'm saying is true, right? So you could go to the bank and get 3,000, but you can't because of your name. Is that a reference to the account tied to your name or your U.S. collateral? That's exactly tied to your name, right? But what I'm just saying is, what stopped the next man from making that happen? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, without getting too technical, like what stopped him from getting that 3,000 in there is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, if he could do it, if the next man can do it, right? If I could go right now and get $7,000 out of my account, or $1,000 or $50 out of my account, it can be done. I'm no different than you are. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. It's when you take the ego away, you stop attaching things to just you. You know what I'm saying? This is a known fact. You can walk to the bank, cashier, and he asks him that. Say, hey, you give him your ID. And he gonna be like, your ID ain't got nothing in here. And you ask him, does another man ID probably got 5,000? Yes, sir. Have a nice day. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all it is. I mean, some people done had checks. I done heard stories of people putting a $50,000 check in their name on a wall. And just living by that belief. And, it was a blank check they wrote. They signed themselves. And there's stories of this stuff. This is not stuff that I'm making up. It's just that your belief system drives you and take you to different.
No, you're breaking up.
I appreciate you.
I said no. I said Jim Carrey did something like that. Yeah, he wrote himself out a check for like 10 years in the future before he was big, with the belief that he was actually going to, make it. And then once he did, he cashed in on that check he wrote 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's been done.
See, exactly. So let's get into sports betting, because we 30 minutes into our 2-hour mark. So we the apps we have is MGM, we have DraftKings, and in some states, well, New York just got our sport where it's legal in New York, but of course you got to pay like crazy taxes if you win a sports bet. So can you talk to us about, even though if someone don't really watch sports like that, how can we, like, what's the beginning of like getting into
pretty much sports betting, if you look in your state, I don't know if you research it, had created a different revenue, right, for you. And so this is what happened to me. When sports betting came out, I knew this guy who he's a gambler. He's like Slade. That's what we call me by my last name. Hey, Slade, I already know what type of dude you is, because he know what type of dude I am. He's like, I'm gonna give you a task. And he's like, I want you to do something. I'm like, what? He said, this is gonna sound crazy, but I want you to get into this sports betting thing. And he's like, at the time, they still got the promo. He's like, listen, if you do 1,000, you bet 1,000, risk free, and all of that, right? And so it was college basketball. So I grabbed the phone. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I don't know what a over under is. I don't even know if y'all wear that. That's like over the points, under the points. Or what a negative mean. I'm asking this dude crazy questions. But the difference is that I was like, dude, I'm gonna figure this out. And you know why? And I said, I'm gonna figure this out without ever watching sports. And the reason why I said this is because it quickly came to my mind that the guy who invented that don't care about sports. It's just a mathematical, logical number theory. You understand what I'm saying? In some calculations. It just pretty much. Oh shit. It's just pretty much that I would just have to figure out what that is. So I just looked at the app, and then I created these different things, and then I started betting on like the over unders. Hold on. Yeah, so I just started betting on like the over unders, which was like to say this is over that and under that. But a long story short, right, there's strategy. So what I've created this system over a short period. It's not even a long period. And I created this system that would allow me to to know the direction any game was going just off of elementary math, right? And it was just, basically just gathering the same data that everybody sees on ESPN. You know what I'm saying? And what I do is I didn't watch the sport at all. So what I'm saying, what I'm saying, it's other ways to make, it's a way to make money, and people who don't watch sports actually can make money easier because they don't have no emotional connection. And so it goes back to what I'm saying. So like if you do FanDuel, right? FanDuel just allows you to bet on the not just allow you to bet on the team winning. You can bet on the points the one team has. You can bet on the over under, which is going to score, and you can bet on like the pitchers and stuff like that. But it's another source of revenue, and the easiest way to tell you is that this information is online, that you can utilize it, and you basically pick a strategy that you see the best fits you to doing it. And you can come to my page, and Clyde Slade on Facebook. That's the only platform I am on. And and you can see some of the theory that I'm talking about.
So real quick, the Warriors and the Celtics. Who do you have winning the series?
None. I don't. So I don't. So the thing about it is, I don't. So when the playoffs come, I don't do anything with that, right? Because the numbers are not the same. Like because it's spontaneous. Because there's no way to rate it. Like, so there's no track record of the numbers, right? So let's say if a season's in and I watch 10 games, I'm not watching it, but let's just say I get 10 games of the stats. I got 10 games of the stats to play with that particular team. But if I don't have any numbers that are consistent, then I'm just betting based off emotions, saying, hey, the Celtics gonna win and the Warriors gonna win. Either one can win. I mean, they're two great teams.
So when you bet, do you wait till halfway through the season where the numbers are sort of established for every player and the patterns are already established for the team?
Well, not during the season. I just, so if whatever sport it is goes, I'm just gonna wait a week into that sport, and then I'm gonna take that information and then I'm gonna decipher it.
What, you mean like a week before the season starts?
No, after it starts. So
okay, a week after it starts.
Okay. Let's just say, for instance, I'm gonna give you a quick scenario. So let's just say, for instance, basketball started, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say it's the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls scored, let's just say they scored an average of 200 points over 10 games, right? And they average at the half is 110 of that game.
Mm-hmm.
I know I could bet at the halftime. I know I could bet at the halftime if that game's going to go over or under based on the average.
I see.
You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm just using mathematics. This is elementary math. It's not really complicated. Now, of course, I have a strategy that's.
No, and how much do you usually bet on average? Do you have a number amount?
Well, it doesn't matter to me because what happens is I've gotten so comfortable with doing what you saying, and so they have this thing called parlays.
Mm-hmm.
And so I won't take one team; I'll take 10 teams, and so the odds starts to change. And so what I do is I'll stack 10 teams. So then now I'm up 1,500%, or I'm up 3, 4, 6,000, 20,000%. So then I could put $50 on 20,000.
Can you explain? I'm so sorry to interrupt. Could you explain the rules of the parlay?
The rules of the parlay is pretty much that so a parlay is you're just adding more than one team.
Okay.
Or more than one thing inside of a team. So it changes your odds.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So if I had Chicago Bulls, Detroit Pistons, the Lakers, that's a parlay. Now all three of them got to get right for me to win. But that also, because of that, they're going to do me a favor, increase my odds because they assume that I'm going to be wrong. But that's not the case. I'm going to be right because I believe it. I believe it every time.
So how do I profit off your belief? Do you post your?
No, you can't profit off of my belief because you don't believe it.
No, what I'm saying is, all right. So a better way to put it is, do you post your parlay picks?
So this is it. Yes. So I do send parlays to people.
Okay.
Now what I've done it. Now I've sent parlays. If you go on my page, Clyde Slade on Facebook, you'll see that I work with parlays is a little different, right? Because what I do is I show them my parlays, and what I've told people to do is just pick a little bit in my parlay. Don't pick the whole thing, because when I show a parlay, it's not actually what I'm doing, even though I still take the bet. But just focus on a portion of that, because if you focus on a certain bit of it, you got a more likelihood of being successful than focusing on the long parlay that I give you.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you focused on a little bit in there and you take the little 100% or 300%, you'll probably get that better than. But most people, they still want to take the 1400%, and sometimes it will fold on me. But the reason why I don't lose is I have the data. So when I see it changing against what my data says, I can make it another bet on the opposition, because I know exactly what's going on, versus the person who's not doing the work, who just wants to parlay from me. They don't know what's going on. So they don't even know what to do. Meanwhile, they lost, but I didn't. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just basically, But,
and if you had to estimate your
what I'm saying
success
as a
rate,
whole, it's just for you to develop your own system. Like, you have a brain that works for you and it moves differently. And my thing is, do you want to put the work in to do it? Because if you put the work in, you do it, you get so much reward back from the work that you do. And you ain't got nothing but time, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't. But a lot of people psychologically, a lot of people just don't want to do the work anymore. So it just changes, how people look at it.
What success rate? You know what it is? Could you ballpark it?
It broke up a little
bit. Could you ballpark your success rate?
Oh yeah. I mean, my success rate. Yeah, if I ballpark it right now, I'm probably 85.
85%?
Yeah, 85.
Jesus 85. Christ.
That's 85. 85.
You'd beat Vegas every time.
Yeah, 85. And then sometimes when I don't hit it, like it's something dramatic happened. Like this dude just made a new record. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's based off of statistics already. It's not me. I don't care. I never watch a game. So it's not based off of what I say or how I feel. If it says that on paper, I put it in. I have people arguing with me in my inbox. I'm like, dude, just do what you want to do. I'm putting it in. And then when it hit, they're like, oh, it's like, no, dude, like you overthinking it. The numbers is the numbers. It's gonna be wrong, but it's just basic common sense, right? If you see somebody walk down this block all the time, then you're gonna assume that he walks down that block all the time. If he doesn't, he gonna walk around that block next time. But if he doesn't walk around that block next time, then because you're gonna get the new data. So you just keep updating your data. So as he changes and progress or degress, you get the new data. So it changes. It's a variation. Every day, so whatever system you develop, that data just changes. But that data is all free for you because it's all online. You know what I'm saying? You'll never have to watch a game. You never have to cut the TV on. Like, why do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I mean, why sit and do that if you don't have to? You understand what I'm saying?
I hear you.
All right, let's get it. So TC, any questions about sports betting?
No, because I'm just learning as much as I can from your conversation right now. So
yeah, TC don't care. TC just learning.
So all right, so if Is it all about numbers? Definitely all about numbers, right?
Yeah, but it's elementary. I mean, it's not complex numbers. It's elementary.
Because from what I learned from what you're saying, because I always thought with sports betting, you need to know the sport down to the T. You need to know who's on the teams and how they play and stuff like that. I never knew it's just about somewhat common sense in a way.
So in theory, you say like so somebody gets injured, right? So in theory, you know the numbers change,
Yeah.
right? So let's just say, for instance,
LeBron get benched.
Yeah, LeBron get benched, right? So for that game, evidently the numbers would be off for that game, right?
Yeah.
But let's just say he's injured in the next 6 days, that data is going to reflect that because data reflects what's actually currently happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to overthink something. It's all data always reflects that what's actually happening, right? Evidently, if you drove your car around a certain amount of time, but gas prices change, then you're not going to be driving your car over as much anymore. The data is going to reflect that, is what I'm saying. Yeah. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, data reflects that.
I was going to say, so you probably just advise just not to really study the sport, but just know what's happening in the sports world just a little bit. Just to get a good idea.
No. You just get the data. Like,
Just
okay,
the data?
for instance, if you're saying like the Yankees is playing, all you're doing is just trying to, you find your way to get the average points they make, the average points they give away, and the average points the team get. That's it.
Okay.
So it's simple. You don't make it complex.
So right? Is it similar to like horse betting also?
I know nothing about horse. I know nothing about betting. This is the first time that I interact with it. It to me, I don't know. People dismiss me when I until they see my parlays and they like, okay, this dude really hit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. Oh man, he fixed the camera, huh?
Oh shit! Yeah,
job, bro. Yeah, welcome, baby. See,
I've got some technical issues. I'm dealing with some technical issues.
You had no since we came in. I like that.
Yeah.
Switched it around. Damn, you just realized that, huh?
No, it is not that I just realized it. I've been struggling with it like the whole time, trying to fix it while interviewing at the same time.
My screen looks better.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, but like I said, anybody could go to my page, and if it's something you want to get into, I can.
I'm interested in the sports betting.
Yeah. I can get into it if you want a 30-minute conversation with me, it's fine. Okay. I just like some people just be demanding a one-on-one, and I really don't walk people in without a substantial amount of money coming in. I mean, it's just like you don't get nobody the cash van and then grab the bag for them and bag it up. I have people who want me to do that. They want me to place their bet. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you what to do. I can send you what I would do. Sometimes you just take that information. It's money, bro. Like when do people say it's too much work? Like I have people who feel like it's too much work for money. And I'm like, dude, it's simple, bro. Like it's very like this shit is simple. Like it's not complicated.
It's because we overthinking, especially this is foreign to
us. The thing about it is it goes back to what I'm saying. We are people, and it's funny because people use these phrases and it kind of gets washed up, but we are worst enemy. We are our worst enemy, bro. Like we've told ourselves things, and like people don't even know. Let's say you lost up to $2,000 that year, you could write it off. People are unaware of that. Like they, what I mean? They're like, oh well, I don't gamble. You gamble, bro. You going to work every day on gas prices. You don't know what it is. You're gambling, brother. You know what I'm saying? You may not see yourself gambling, but everything's a gamble. You know what I'm saying? I slept with women that I didn't even know that was a gamble. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have died, contracted a virus. You know what I'm saying? Like we gambling. Life is a gamble. It's taking risks, right? And you mitigate the risk by the more knowledge that you receive. If you feel like it's a gamble, it's just it's not knowledgeable for you, and you don't really got to put the money. If you feel like if you say, okay, this team's gonna win by 7. So let me stop. This is one part that I forgot to tell you. So when I had the money, I took the money and I started betting like $50 on each bet, and I was losing the money. And by the time I hit $500, I was like, this ain't working out. And so what I did is I got rid of my emotions. I said, you know what? You ain't really got to put the money to bet. All you got to do is document it every time. So I document. That's the biggest thing with me is I document it and I'll go back. So that's how I keep winning because I see where I went wrong. It's not me just placing the bet. I can show you my earlier papers. This is one of my earlier papers that I found in my thing, right? So this is, and I mess with the elementary colors because we learned about green and red and yellow, and it means stop and go, right? And so what I used to do is I would document every game because I had no idea what was going on. And then I would write down what the results is, and what I started seeing was it was dramatically the same. Like, it was amazing to me. Like, these dudes were average, and it was like, yo, this dude really did this. Like, 7, like, he did this, bro. Like, this is not a game. Like, he really dropped. Like, this is really working. And so it's just about you learning to use, back to the beginning, use the internet as the resource instead of the internet using you as the resource.
Okay.
That's just, yeah. So
and,
you know what I mean.
There you have it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So TC and Nyron, go ahead. Ask all the questions you have.
No, I think today was more of a lecture than a
you said today was more like a what?
Like a lecture, you know, like understanding the power of belief.
He believes that it is. You know, it goes back to what your belief is. If it's election's election. Because if he got something, you know, I mean, the biggest thing is that you got something out of it. You know what I mean? And we got something out of it because I'm learning more. But people try to talk you off the ledge. But when you're ready to jump off that ledge, don't let nobody talk you off. You know what I'm saying? Just make your way. You know what I mean? Some people going to believe you're going to fall and die, and you're going to believe you're not. Then whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But you got to stop. People have been selling these stories for a long time of who you are and what. And it's okay. Because it's good to let people think that, because then you can move incognito, because now they think that about you. So now you can just move around and they're like, woo, and now you're in zombie land because now you're just moving around, people navigating, and they thinking, oh yeah, this. Like I tell people my job, you think I gotta promote to make more than you make when you retire? They laugh at me. Yeah, you gotta. Dude, watch, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna send you a little stub when I'm done. So we can go with that theory. We're gonna talk about that theory when I'm done, because I don't want you to stop me now, because you might try to get me fired or some shit. You know what I mean? But you're not gonna leave up out of here with more than me. You know what I'm saying? So it's just how you look at things, how you navigate things. You gotta learn the rules of the land that we live in. Stop trying to fight the land that we in, and start trying to learn where we at. Try to make the best of it. You know, when we all gonna go. It's not really. I mean, it's not really much we could do about that part. You know what I'm saying? Things are gonna be violent. It was violent when you was born. You can look up the day you was born. There was something violently happening that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, something significant to this world. Yeah, see? Look.
No, so the day I was born, Freddie Mercury died.
Yeah, see? Wow. See? Yep, he's something. Yep. Yeah. So yep. So that's, you know, like I said, it's always a pleasure tapping in with y'all guys, and man, I love what DC's doing, TC's doing. Nyron, we gotta see you more around. You know, we gotta just participate and
Nyron's not going nowhere. He gonna be here.
Nyron's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
And you know why I'm not going anywhere? Because they believe I'm not, and I believe I'm not.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, so he was around before. Nyron was here before?
No. Okay. So Nyron wasn't here when you first came on the podcast.
The second, no, yes, he was.
No, not the first time. He wasn't there the first time on the podcast.
Oh, he was there, but he wasn't there the last time?
No. That was I know exactly what you're talking about. That was Gerald. That was Gerald.
Gerald.
Oh yeah, Gerald. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So That was.
he was locked in on his beliefs too. Gerald was locked in. He was.
I'm talking about bonds, right?
Well, yeah, he had a lot. Yeah, he had a lot of different things going on, and he wanted to do a little money scam too, like with the stock going up and selling. I'm telling you, Ron, he wanted to do the same thing you was talking about, buying in and taking it. Yeah. But yeah, man, let's
So is there anything? Because I mean, we still got time, y'all. We still got time.
Don't we have a 2-hour mark?
We do, but we still do have a little bit of time.
1:55.
Yeah. But we're gonna use that last minute for the questions.
Right,
hey, DC, did you start thinking about chopping your videos? I mean, do you do that or no?
No,
I do, because I mean, I get this question a lot about, instead of doing 2 hours, you can do like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah, like I
No.
get that.
I don't mean do that. I mean like chop your videos to like certain segments and.
Oh yeah.
Like you do on YouTube.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
No, like V-Lad does that. Like V-Lad does his whole interview and then he chops. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes he chops certain.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
So you're talking about.
I know what he's talking about. He's like, when you have a whole, like when this drops, we're gonna do a whole thing, and then after that, we're gonna have segments of what you talking about.
I mean, even you could just use your segments even for promo. Like you don't have to actually put it on anything else. You could just hit this minute mark or whatever.
Absolutely. So I do it on audio, but I don't do it on YouTube.
Okay, nice.
I got to start doing that on YouTube. I got to start doing it on both.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
it's a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it is a lot of work, but it's what it is. So, you know.
That's right. Yeah, I'm here, man. I love it.
I like your shirt though, Bill, not born.
Yeah, I bought this. I bought this years ago, man. It was like I bought a red and man, it's just where we come from, man. Like it's just like we come from the bottom. I know I do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, that belief system is everything. I fought that for a long time, and it's still like I watch. The most important thing I'm gonna leave you with, man, is watch how you talk to yourself, man. A lot of people.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, like I catch people talking to themselves, man, and sometimes I have to remove myself and like, man, you gotta stop talking to yourself like that. Like you the only one gonna hold yourself down like the way you are. You know what I'm saying? And it was certain things that I did that brought me to where I was, you know, seeing stuff and running. But did I sit and believe stuff? No, I ain't believe nothing for a long time. That's why I wasn't getting nothing. But I used to tell myself, sit in the car, and you read that in inspirational books, you're like, man, this dude's a joke. Got no touch, this ain't working, man. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually, like, you really do. I'm telling you, people tell me no. I'm like, all right, okay. You want to live on that one? Then that's on you. That's your beliefs. Because it is. And then, you know, it starts progressing and you start start with the small stuff. Don't like jump into some big thing and say, I'm going to do this. To start with, because everybody got problems they need to fix. Mine's running and walking and working out and then running 1 mile and then 2 miles. And now I hop on my bike. I'm like, babe, I'm going 30 miles. All right. She already know. People like, you ain't go. They see my picture screenshot. Oh, dude, this dude drove his bike for 30 miles. Yeah. Like I wouldn't even, like in New York right now, I wouldn't even be facing no gas problem. That will be obsolete, bro. That car is out of here.
What about the winter time?
I don't know.
What about the winter time?
The winter time, I'm on my bike, bro. I'm on my bike. I'm experiencing that. Huh?
No, it's too cold for the winter.
Bro, I'm standing in that cold, bro. I'm putting myself through all that.
Bro, he's from New York, like.
Hey, bro, I'm putting myself.
Yeah, he's from New York.
I'm gonna feel all that pain. I'm gonna feel all that pain you talking about. I'm gonna feel all of that.
He's from Brooklyn.
All that pain. I'm not. This is the point. Is I'm not trying to be comfortable. Like I'm not on this journey. That guess what? When I'm out in that cold, I gotta go to that job. You know what I'm saying? So when I get there, I'm not saying put yourself through no crazy crisis, but I'm just saying outside of my work. right? If I had to go somewhere else, is what I'm saying. Like I'm going on bike. That means it means it's important because, like you said, it's cold. So if it ain't important, I ain't going out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm putting the bike. If it ain't no snow, I'm definitely putting that car up. It ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world you're gonna have me out there gassing up at $6 a gallon. No,
it's crazy.
I'm paying for somebody else's problem that I ain't got nothing to do with. That's another episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm paying for somebody else's problem.
Nah, bro. I'm
Let's
good.
Go. We deal with that on a regular basis when it comes to our job.
Yeah, but I'm there for my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at the job. But they like Slade lazy. Hell yeah, I'm lazy. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and not what you tell me to do. Like I got bosses and you ain't my boss. So get out of here. Mind your business. Exactly. Oh yeah, if you ain't up and beyond, so what, dude? That's resume talk, bro. I'm like, we want somebody to go up and beyond and take on more tasks and challenges, bro. Not me, bro. I'm not finna go up and beyond. I'm finna clock in and clock out. This is your problem, not mine. Yeah.
That's it. All right. Any more questions before we get off?
No. Where can we find you, Clyde?
All right, yeah, Clyde Slade, we definitely appreciate you, bro.
I mean, yeah, man, just Facebook. You know, that's the only thing I'm on, and to be honest, you know, I don't even know how long I'm gonna be on that. But you know, what the heck? Yeah, I just try to do Facebook.
As long as you got an email, that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Facebook has been good to me in terms of, you know, keeping in touch with family and reaching out. But that's it. You know, social media, like I said, is just some people, their brain is not challenged, but I am. You know, I can't do the snap, and then you know, I think once you reach that level, like it's funny. I always like I have this one homegirl, bro, and she's like, and she probably gonna see the snippet because I'm gonna put it on my page, but she, you know, she's super hard on the social media, and I'm like, dude, don't waste time on that. Focus on what you like. Yeah, there's some people who make it off of social media by showing their life and not being personal, you know, joking at the job and creating. But you need to work on you, and then once you do good, then go to social media, watch how quick you light up. Yeah. You think if I made $3 million on sports betting and I said, hello, welcome to my world, I'm eating, baby. You know what I'm saying? See me Ferraris. You think I ain't get followers just off of that? So you be great at what you do and then go on social media. And then now you could pay somebody to run it, you know, because that's what they do. I can't do all that. It's too much work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just could not really fathom, you know, Snapchat just blew my mind when it came out. It was like, make these videos and you never see them again. I mean, evidently they have them now, but it's like you never see these videos again. And it was just like, hell no, dude. That is bad work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing all of these videos and, you know, like Khaled was doing, and then you never see this stuff again. So it's just like, nah. Yeah,
definitely. All right, we appreciate you, Clyde.
Yeah, definitely. Man, love time, man. Appreciate you, and
it's gonna be in the history books.
And any topics and anything we can, you know. I also want to sit in too. You know, put me on a sit in when y'all do your podcast. I want to listen and learn.
But
you want to be a host? You talking about you want to be a host?
I want to sit in on some of them. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I think I can learn something. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I think there's levels of learning, you know what I mean, for me to go through, and it's exciting. When I see y'all video and what y'all do, I'm like, yo, this is just dope. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't care who's the viewers, how many viewers, y'all doing it. And that's what's important to me.
Clyde, you were part of this podcast family too.
Well, you know, I care about the views, so if you could share, please share. We're all poor here. Please share.
No. Not run.
I care about the views.
Not run. I told you, we definitely not gonna do the poor thing. Like we ain't poor. Okay. We have some mental challenges and some things that we got to get over. But Nyron, how old are you, Nyron?
I'm 30 on the dot. 30 on the dot.
Nyron, you got a lot of life to you, bro. And I know things may seem like it's hard, man, but come on down here, come visit, man. I can show you something different. Like it's just sometimes when we stuck in an environment, it's very hard to see it, especially when we have peers of ours that we love and care about and that we look up to. We see them go through some things, you know what I'm saying? That and they just like us. So it's hard to see that they don't have it. And there's some dudes we think is even more brilliant. Like one of my best friends, I thought he was, I still think he was super smart. He just don't execute. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you would think it's you, but it's not. Once you hit that belief system, you're gonna change, bro. But when you keep saying that poor, guess what you're gonna get?
That's why I never say I'm poor. I have a rich mindset.
Because you're not homeless. Like you're not living on the street, right? If you was like, you won't sit down with the homeless people. Think about that. Would you sit down with them?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's like, no. Your belief system have drove you enough to never do that.
So look at you right now. You're in the car.
Think about that belief system, because look at the way you that's the first thing I seen you with certainty say. And that's what I want you to say with everything else that you believe that you could.
Yeah.
Because when I said that to you, you should have seen your face. Play back that video. You was like, nah, no. And that's your belief system right there.
If you look at yourself right now, you're in a car, you're doing a podcast, you have a job that you're going to tomorrow morning. To me, that's not poor.
No.
It's all about your mindset, bro.
No, he's not poor at all. He's not. He has a lot of. Trust me. If me and him sit down and did his books together, which I offer to do it with you, you can look at my books. I look at your books. If I sit down and did your books and tell you, hey, this is what you can do, and this is how because me and DC always talk. We be talking about, when we talk about investing, your job offers a 401k, taking advantage of it. I send you videos of, what compound interest is, Rule 72, what all these different things is, and how to live off your interest. Like there's people right now who's just living off of interest, bro. Like that's
speaking of Rule 72, I got something for y'all. I got something for the audience. I got something.
Oh, so you got the Rule 72.
Rule 72, yeah. We're gonna That's
so see, he's been on Eon's. What's his name again? That dude that you tracking on Eon? The master investor.
Ian.
Yeah. See, he been listening to Ian. Ian, I think I know who Ian is because I've seen him. Ian be dropping some jewels, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's like once you start to understand, you look at things the same, because you can live off of interest. You can live. You get $1 million and then you live off of 4% of that a year, and it keep generating. And into your mind, you're like, how I get $1 million it compounds. So you have to learn what the compound effect is. So once you start learning what the compound effect is, then you start to see things differently. And then when you reach 50, because you're at 30 now, so let's estimate 20 years if you start now. And then when you get at 50, you don't even have to do nothing no more. You could just live off that little salary that they pay you, that they give you all the time. You can start living on that, just the interest alone.
Yeah.
Life is so dope, bro. Life is dope. I know Nyron is heavy, but it's worth it.
Let's
so Clyde Slade Facebook, just add me, bro. Ain't no. I answer all questions. I show all results. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get off yet. But say what you gotta say, and then
I'm done.
I'm about to end. I'm about to end the broadcast, and then after that, I'm about to ask you a question. Offline.
Okay.
Is there anything else, TC Nyron?
Nope.
All right. Yeah, you have it, everyone. That's another one in the history books. Let's get it.
See you guys later.
All right. Appreciate you, Clyde Slade.
See ya.
Sure.